Recording in progress.
अलहमदिल्ला, जिस तरह लास्ट वीक इरादा किया था कि हेल्थ कैप्सूल्स के नाम से हेल्थ के बारे में अलग अलग टॉपिक्स डिस्कस करना शुरू करेंगे। तो उसका आज पहला सेशन है। तो हेल्थ बेसिकली, अगर WHO का डेफिनेशन देखा जाए तो तीन चीजें इसमें कवर होती हैं। इट्स नॉट द मेयर एब्सेंस ऑफ डिजीज, बट एक स्टेट ऑफ कंप्लीट फिजिकल, मेंटल एंड सोशल वेलबींग। फिजिकल बॉडी से रिलेटेड, मेंटल माइंड से रिलेटेड, और सोशल बेसिकली रिलेशनशिप से रिलेटेड। इसमें एक चीज जो मिसिंग है वो स्पिरिचुअल हेल्थ है। स्पिरिचुअल हेल्थ को ऐड करेंगे तो द डेफिनेशन ऑफ हेल्थ विल बी कंप्लीट सोशल, मेंटल, फिजिकल एंड स्पिरिचुअल हेल्थ। और चारों चीजों को हेल्दी होना जरूरी है। बॉडी बेसिकली कोई भी इक्विपमेंट है तो उसका मशीन है बॉडी। माइंड उसका सॉफ्टवेयर है। हार्ट नेटवर्क ऑफ डिफरेंट मशीन्स है। और फिर सोल जो है उसको चलाने वाला एनर्जी। इवन एजुकेशन में भी हम इसी तरह डिफाइन करते हैं कि माइंड, बॉडी, हार्ट एंड सोल चारों को एजुकेट करना है। बॉडी को एजुकेशन एजुकेशन बेसिकली फिजिकल एजुकेशन है। माइंड का एजुकेशन मेंटल एजुकेशन है, नॉलेज वगैरह हासिल करना। हार्ट में रिलेशनशिप्स को बिल्ड करना सिखाना है। और सोल में खुदा से ताल्लुक को जोड़ना है। इसी तरह हर आदमी के फैकल्टीज होते हैं। IQ होता है माइंड से रिलेटेड इंटेलिजेंस क्वोशेंट। फिजिकल क्वोशेंट उसके बॉडी से रिलेटेड होता है। इमोशनल क्वोशेंट क्वोशेंट उसके रिलेशनशिप्स हैं। और फिर एक स्पिरिचुअल क्वोशेंट है, उसका रिलेशनशिप विद द क्रिएटर है। सो विद दिस बैकग्राउंड विल ट्राई टू फोकस ऑन different aspects in different health capsules, and the intention is mainly to cover comprehensive health। हेल्थ के तमाम रिलेटेड टॉपिक्स को, जो भी इम्पोर्टेंट है हम सबके लिए, उसको कवर करने की कोशिश करेंगे इंशाल्लाह। और दूसरा, इसका मेथड ये होगा कि हर हफ्ता एक छोटा सा टॉपिक जिससे हम प्रैक्टिकली बेनिफिट उठा सकें, और हम अपने बच्चों के साथ भी, स्कूल में बच्चों के साथ भी इसको डिस्कस कर सकें ताकि बच्चों के लिए बेनिफिट हो, प्रेजेंट होगा। और we'll try to focus on all the four aspects as much as possible, inshallah. So to begin with, today's session will be regarding physical health में first part, neck pain, postural neck pain। ये टॉपिक इंपॉर्टेंट इसलिए भी है कि दिस प्रॉब्लम इज फेस्ड बाय टीचर्स, स्टूडेंट्स एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल हु आर डूइंग डेस्क जॉब्स। पूरे सॉफ्टवेयर इंडस्ट्री में एक प्रॉब्लम बना हुआ है। और जिस किसी का भी पोस्चर सही नहीं होता उसको नेक पेन बार बार आता रहता है। अब उसमें नेक पेन को समझने के लिए और अल्लाह की कुदरत पर गौर करने के लिए स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द स्पाइन का थोड़ा भी आइडिया रहेगा तो फिर पेन इन द नेक क्या होता है, और मोस्ट कॉमन रीजंस उसके क्या हैं, और उसको कैसे प्रिवेंट कर सकते हैं देख सकते हैं। तो व्हेन वी लुक एट द एनाटॉमी ऑफ द स्पाइन, स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द स्पाइन, इट्स एन अमेजिंग स्ट्रक्चर। इसलिए कि स्पाइन को जो है वो बॉडी को सपोर्ट भी करना है, और मूवमेंट्स भी करनी है, और प्रोटेक्शन का काम भी करना है। तो हाउ डज इट डू इट? बेसिकली जब हम स्पाइन की बात करते हैं तो इट्स ए सेट ऑफ बोन्स। इट्स नॉट अ सिंगल बोन, इट्स ए सेट ऑफ नियरली 33 बोन्स एक्सटेंडिंग फ्रॉम द बेस ऑफ द स्कल टू द टेल बोन। तो बेस ऑफ द स्कल से लेकर टेल बोन तक मल्टीपल यूनिट्स ऑफ बोन्स हैं। ईच यूनिट इज कॉल्ड ए वर्टिब्रा। सारे वर्टिब्रेस को मिलाएंगे तो वर्टिब्रल कॉलम बनेगा। So one single vertebra stacked on each other, 33 vertebrae, and all this, the set of entire set of vertebrae becomes the vertebral column, or in other words, in simpler terms, the spine. In addition to the vertebra, there are discs in between, and there is a spinal cord. How is it structured? We'll see in this small demonstration. Basically, this is a single vertebra, one single vertebra. It's a complicated structure of the bone. Basically, it has a body, it has a hole behind. Uh, the hole inside the vertebra is for the spinal cord to pass. And there are other structures which we don't need to know the names. There are different processes for the vertebra, and those vertebrae are stacked on one top of the other. In between, the light blue thing that we see is the disc. If I can mark it here, this part is the disc. And if we can see the nerves passing behind in this hole, this is basically the spinal cord, and there are nerve roots coming out of the hole here, which are the mm, s- basically we call it nerve roots, which move on to the upper limbs, lower limbs, and the other parts of the body. So we have the spine, in which there are vertebra stacked on top of the other. Then there is a spinal cord passing behind it. Then there are joints and discs which are connecting the vertebra to one another. So now we have a very important muscle which is supporting the neck part of the cervical spine, basically the first seven vertebra from the base of the skull. So the base of the skull, the first seven vertebra are the cervical spine, basically the bone of the neck. The amazing thing is, even uh, animals like giraffe, even though they have such a huge neck, such a long neck, they also have these seven vertebra. Mm. And those, I mean, the entire balancing is by an important muscle called the trapezius muscle, which is shown here in this picture in red. So extending from the base of the skull, it goes to the shoulders and to the mid back. This is the muscle which balances the cervical spine. In animals, we have an extra ligament, which I'll show in the next figures. To understand the cause of the postural neck pain, a bit of physics is required. Uh, if you, if I am sitting straight with my neck straight with proper posture, there is no weight on my muscle because the entire weight is being transferred through the bone, through the spine. Uh, Very simply demonstrated in this image. Okay. When I'm sitting straight at 0 degrees, only the weight of the head is on the spine. So, and the muscle is free. There is no stress on it. As soon as I bend for about 30 degrees, then the weight of my head will have to be balanced by the muscles. And because I'm bending 30 degrees, there will be about approximately 18 kgs of weight acting on my muscle, which is balancing my neck. If I bend up to 45 degrees, the weight increases to 24 kgs. And if I'm bending to 70 kgs, 70 degrees, the weight acting on my trapezius muscle increases to 28 kgs. This is a basic physics phenomena called the lever arm. For example, when we are tightening a bolt, if the longer the spanner, the easier it is to tighten, the less force I need to apply, because the force I'm applying will be multiplied by the length of the spanner. That is the amount of force acting on the bolt. Uh, uh, Another simple diagram to understand how it is acting. If I'm holding a huge dumbbell, a huge weight straight, gravity is acting straight down the pole. I don't need to apply much force. As soon as it starts bending, the force required to keep it, to prevent it from falling, will be very huge. That is why Archimedes said, give me a place to stand and I will move the earth. What was he indicating? That if I use a lever that is long enough, I can apply a simple force that will be multiplied by the length of the lever, length of the rod, and I can move the earth. So basically, if I start bending forwards, there will be force, lot of force required in the muscle to uh, support my head. So that is the most important cause for back pain, for the neck pain. We have a ligament also. Ligament basically is something that connects one bone to the bone. So when we have so many vertebra, 7 vertebra, there is a ligament uh, behind my neck which supports these vertebra. But in human beings, because of the erect posture, this ligament is not very strong. It is there, but it is not very strong, as strong in as in animals. If we compare humans to animals, when I'm saying so much of weight will fall on the neck when I'm bending forwards, the animals are already bent. Their necks are already bent at nearly 120 degrees, 130 degrees. But still, they're able to manage because they have a very strong ligament, ligamentum nuchae, ligament of the neck, which is supporting the spine. So, action on the muscle will be less. But for us, action on the muscle will be much more. So, what should my posture be to prevent this neck pain? Most common cause of neck pain when we see in our outpatients is bad posture, especially while sitting down, while using our mobiles, while lying down in odd positions on the sofa, while sleeping with a improper pillow, and while traveling. While traveling, also, if I'm keeping my neck in odd positions, even while riding a two-wheeler, if my neck is in odd positions, it starts causing pain. So the ideal posture is while sitting and working. There is a simple 90-degree formula that we need to follow. My eyes need to be facing forward, back should be supported, and all the important joints should be at 90 degree. Shoulders should be by my side, elbows are at 90 degrees, elbows are supported, and wrists are supported. So elbow 90 degree, hip 90 degree, knee joint 90 degree, ankle 90 degree. So elbow, hip, knee, ankle, all the four should be at 90 degrees. My upper back is supported and my neck is straight. It is not bending forwards. So if we can just remember this image, we will know what the ideal posture is while sitting. Even while standing, uh, our ideal posture is our back should be straight, neck should be straight, and our legs should be a little bit spread out. So that will be the ideal posture for standing. Even when we are sitting on the bed, the ideal thing is we need to be dropping our legs down and keeping it at 90 degree. If we are extending our legs, if we are stretching our legs and supporting our back with a pillow and sitting, that will cause low back pains in the long term. While lying down, the ideal pillow is about the thickness of a fist and it should be a little firm. If we are sleeping on the side, ideal position to sleep is also on the side towards the right side or the left side. Sunnat is also towards the right side. So sleep towards the right side with a firm pillow of the thickness of a wrist, of a fist, basically. And to prevent postural neck pain, one of the simplest thing is to do muscle strengthening exercises. If the muscle is strong, it will be able to balance the neck. So two, three simple exercises while sitting down. If we keep doing this, inshallah, the pain will be, if the pain has already started or you want to prevent the pain, we can do it. And in posture, I missed out one thing. While cooking or while doing activities on the wash basin, washing utensils or something like that, there also the important thing is our back should be straight and elbow should be at 90 degree. If I am lifting my arm up and doing the activities or bending forward even a little bit, that will start causing pains in the long run. So back straight, neck straight, and elbow at 90 degrees. In that position, I can work. So exercises, just three simple exercises. Do it for about 5 minutes, 2 to 3 times. We can do it while sitting itself, while working at our desk. Just take a small break, do three simple exercises. We call it isometric neck exercises. Basically, isometric means विथाउट हैविंग टू मूव द नेक। गर्दन को हिलाए बगैर एक्सरसाइज करना है। गर्दन को स्ट्रेट रखना, आगे से पुश कर रहे हैं, 10 सेकेंड्स होल्ड करेंगे, देन वी पुश फ्रॉम द बैक, होल्ड फॉर 10 seconds, then we push from the left, then we push from the right. So pushing from all directions, pushing the head from all directions without moving the neck, basically applying pressure for 10 seconds, then relaxing. So these exercises for about 5 minutes daily, 2 3 times, will help strengthen our neck muscle. Now, one other thing we need to know is, when should we start worrying? When should we start uh, thinking that it is not a merely postural neck pain, it might be something else? The first warning sign is stiffness. Uh, if I'm able to move my neck completely, that means uh, my neck is fine, fine. There is no major issue. If there is stiffness, that means I'm not able to do one particular movement. I'm not able to turn towards the left or to the right, or I'm not able to look up or down. My neck has become stiff. That is the first warning sign of that it might be something else. It could be a ligament sprain, it could be a disc prolapse, it could be an infection in the spine, it could be any other thing. So stiffness is one warning sign. Second most important warning sign is any radiating pain in the upper limbs. That means I have pain which is moving down onto my arm and hand and up to the fingers, and causing some tingling or numbness. हाथ में झुमी हो रही है, या हाथ में करंट मारे जैसा, a shock like sensation running up my arm, that is now a warning sign. Or repeated fever is a warning sign. So three warning signs. One is neck stiffness, and now I'm not able to move the neck in particular directions. Then radiating pain. Pain is radiating onto the arm or hand or uh, fingers. Or I'm getting repeated fever with stiffness. So if these three symptoms are added on, that means there is something else wrong in the spine. There could be a disc prolapse, there could be uh, an infection, or there could be a severe ligament sprain. Now, we keep hearing the term cervical spondylosis, and people start worrying about it. This term cervical spondylosis basically is a radiological finding. When we do the X-ray, there will be some signs of a simple wear out in the cervical spine, in the wear out in the bone, wear out in the disc spaces, wear out in the joints of the spine. So that's just a term that is used to describe the wear out in the cervical spine. It's not a disease. So we don't need to worry that I have cervical spondylosis, because uh, just because there is some wear out, there need not be any problem. So आप एक्सरे का कोई भी रिपोर्ट देखेंगे सर्वाइकल स्पाइन का, 99% of the reports will show that there is cervical spondylosis. So people come to me uh, worrying that क्या मुझे cervical spondylosis हो गया है. One other thing is, we should not go to the doctor with a diagnosis. We should go to him with a problem. So अगर गर्दन में दर्द है तो दिखा सकते हैं. सर ये जाकर ये नहीं कहना कि मुझे cervical spondylosis हो गया है. Cervical spondylosis will be there in the X-ray report of any patient who has undergone a cervical spine X-ray. So if it is if there is pain in the neck, we will try to find a reason for the pain, whether it is postural or there is something else wrong with it. If it is postural pain, simple improvement of posture and exercises will be enough. If there is something else, then we'll try to investigate what it is. So don't worry about spondylosis as a term. It's just an X-ray finding which need not cause any problems in anyone. With that said, this is the basic uh, cause and basic treatment for neck pain. Just to add on one or two things as an exercise to our brain, there is an idiom in English, a pain in the neck. So these postural neck pains are a chronic issue. If we don't handle it properly, it keeps on happening again and again, again and again, and keeps troubling us. From this, there is an idiom derived. We call it a pain in the neck, basically meaning there is some irritating issue going on which is not getting solved. For example, a lazy employee is a pain in the neck for the boss. A noisy student is a pain in the neck for the teacher. And difficult homework is a pain in the neck for students. So pain in the neck is something chronic, which is keeping on irritating us. And just to add one more thing, for our heart and soul, salam ki ahmiyat. I think my time is up for today. We'll skip this part, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah.